How you doing? Ramp Up Champions is Kabam's biggest problems. They cannot make content for them, or should I say, they don't want to make content for them because they simply break the game. I made a video having the top four most broken champions in the game. They happen to be all Ramp Up champions. And believe it or not, Heimdall is actually just number five on that list. Okay, so Heimdall just got above, so he made the list as being the top five, number five most broken champion in the game. So Legacy mentioned, why can ramp up champions be good for battlegrounds? Simply, they would be broken. Okay, just imagine if you had Heimdall with max potential. So if you had 20 Fury buffs, 20 precision 20 precision buffs and 20 armor up buffs. So let's talk about the easier one when it comes to the math. For the precision, that would be plus 5,000 increased critical rating, plus 5,000 armor up buffs. Okay. And then when it comes to attack, I believe that's going to be plus 500 percent attack bonus. Imagine going to entering battlegrounds like that. You would end fights in like 15 seconds in the same rank. Okay, he would never get to play with Heimdall in battlegrounds because he's simply will be not. He would just simply ban all the time. He would just be broken. Okay, even in defense. Okay, plus 5,000 armor rating, dude. Think about that. Okay, he'll be a tank. Okay, imagine if he hits you too. I mean, one hit could do a lot of damage. A 5-hit combo, you could pretty much be knocked out. Okay, not to mention when it comes to signature ability, he has a 5-second indestructibility as well as immune to fate seal. So he's gonna take, and he also has auto block, by the way. So this guy would be really tough as a defender if he started with 20 fury buffs, 20 precision buffs, and 20 armor up buffs. Okay, he would never get to play with him in battlegrounds. Okay, you've seen what he can do in Abyss. Okay, you've seen what he could do in Epoch of Pain. Okay, when it comes to the heroes, he's like MVP. Okay, I think he can do most of the fights. I mean, if you got the skill, of course. You know, if you have, I don't necessarily have to be Nagasi's level, but you have to be skilled. He can do most of the fights in Epoch of Fame. I would say that rank 4. Rank 5, 7-star, you probably don't need to have as much skill as Nagasi, but he can do most of the fights in Epoch of Fame. Okay, that's just crazy. Let me just show you a fight. Okay, with Heimdall. So this is Nagasi in Abyss, okay, without boost and not running damage mastery. Look at the health pool. It's over 2.6 million health. What do you think it'll take him? Okay, or look at the time, 50 seconds. Nobody in the game can do that without damage mastery or boost. Maybe with damage mastery and boost, Mr. Sinister can do it and Horseman Storm can do it. Maybe, but without boost and without damage mastery, no chance any other champion could do this time. Okay, Mr. Sinister with 10 charges, yeah, he can do this time for sure. But you're pretty much only gonna have 2 charges with Mr. Sinister at this point, and one of them is against Sting, which does nothing for Mr. Sinister since the science region does not work. Okay, so it's really impossible for anybody to beat this time. Let me know if anybody can beat that time against Abyss Medusa with a 7-star rank 4 and without boost and without damage mastery. Okay, that is crazy. You would think this time is actually, when you look at battlegrounds, this time is actually not bad. Okay, I mean, it's just, I would say average. Okay, but this is like 5 times the health or even up to 6 times the health depending on the opponent you're facing in battlegrounds. Okay, in 50 seconds. Okay, think about that. So that's number 5 on the list. So who's number 4 as the most broken champion in MCOC? And these are the top 5 most broken champions in MCOC. Can you guys guess? So look at number 4 on the list. It's Human Torch. This fight was literally designed for Human Torch. You could say it's the cheese fight for Human Torch, right? And if he said he was Human Torch, You'll be wrong. Look at this. This is class advantage designed clearly for Human Torch. Okay, it's Mr. Sinister. Look at the time, 48 seconds. Okay, 11 seconds faster than what people call cheese. There there really shouldn't be any champion that could do this faster than Human Torch, because this is literally his best possible matchup. And Human with his scissor, without did it 11 seconds faster than Human Torch with class advantage. Okay, so and keep in mind this is only Mr. Sinister with 3 charges. Well, he won against Quake, so this is which which does nothing when you win against Science. So technically, you could say, since it doesn't work, so technically he only has 2 charges. Now imagine Mr. Sinister with 10 charges in Battlegrounds. He would literally be broken. Okay, Kabam are literally trying to avoid make content for these ramp up champions because they're literally that broken. Okay, so look at this fight. This one 20 seconds in this is Cantonen and Alliance. This is tier 1 Alliance War. 20 seconds. If you had to guess the health pool on this one, what do you think it is? 400,000, maybe 500,000 health? Nope. 743,000 health. Okay, and look at this. He has 6 charges, and I do believe he won against Sting, which pretty much does nothing for him. So this you can take away -1. So technically, he's only like 5 charges. Okay, since the science doesn't do anything for Mr. Sinister. Okay, the science charge. So pretty much halfway charge, you can argue, and he did it in 20 seconds. 743,000 health. That is just crazy. Okay, this is why he's permaban in Alliance War. And I want to say for Heimdall too. If Heimdall was max charge, started max charge in Alliance War, he would never get to play him. He'll be permaban in Alliance War when it comes to Heimdall if he was max charge. And when it comes to Mr. Sinister, he doesn't even start with 10 charges and he's permaban in Alliance War. Okay, that's just crazy. Okay, look at this. This is a serpent fight in tier 1. 31 seconds. Okay, and keep in mind he only has 2 charges here, and he won, I believe, against Sting. So tech, which doesn't really does anything for him, since Science Charge does nothing for Mr. Sinister, since it doesn't work. So basically, he started with 1 charge against Surfing here. All right, 1 charge, 31 seconds. No other champion can do this faster, except maybe one. Okay, no champion that's non-mystic can do this fight faster. Okay, and I think only even one champion that is mystic that can do it faster, which is Magic, if you can play her perfectly. Okay, if you can play her perfectly. This is Mrs. Sinister tanking an SP3 and still beating Onslaught, I mean Surfing, in 31 seconds. Okay, that is insane with only 2 charges. Well, technically just 1 charge. Okay, that is crazy. Okay, imagine him with 10 charges. Now this is champion boss. This is Cantona. Okay, see how fast you think Mr. Sinister can be this time. Okay, 36 seconds. This is not even max boosted, by the way. And like I mentioned, I think he won 3 fights against Science, so it does, which does nothing for him. So you can make an argument he's almost like he's only halfway ramped. Okay, in 36 seconds, not max boosted. If you have this time in Battlegrounds, that is actually above average time, I believe. Let me know if that's, I'm pretty sure that's above average time in Battlegrounds. But you're fighting opponents with like a quarter, if I think not even that, a fifth. Okay, you're fighting opponent. This is literally about at least, I would say, 5 times more health than you face in Battlegrounds, if not up to 6 times more health you face in Battlegrounds, depending on who you're fighting. Okay, so I'm not, look at this. This is a 7-star rank 5 Storm. Okay, keep in mind it took Storm 1 minute. Okay, almost double the time it took Mr. Sinister. And this is with really, if he had like max charges without the science, okay, with 10 charges without the science, he could probably do it in 30 seconds. Okay, and this is the nerf version. They had to nerf his damage, and you can see the reason why. This is the nerf version. Can you believe that? All right, and he would done it in 30 seconds, which is it would have doubled the time of a 7-star rank 5 Horseman Storm. This is why you can't have Mr. Sinister with 10 charges. I want to show you this fight. Okay, this is Incursion, the best game mode in MCOC, of course. But I just want to show you, with 10 charges, he really just, there's really nothing Mr. Sinister can't do. Like, he would literally be broken. He can take on robots because his special 2 does so much damage. Or basically his special attack, when you win 3 fights against Cosmic, 3 fights against Mutant, and then he crits. Not to mention make him a horseman that increases his what do you call this? His special attack. But I'm not gonna. I could talk about Mr. Sinister for over an hour, just him alone. I mean, I've already talked about him for about a total of 3 hours in my different videos. So we're not gonna talk too much about him. We're going to number 3 spot, the most broken champion in the game. Number 3, most broken champion in the game. Okay, there's a reason why Kabam has not made content for Aegon in over 2 years. It's like, what, 2.5 years now since they have Aegon made a content for Aegon, and that's why he's not a 7-star. I would imagine if Aegon was, you were able to access him for Epoch of Fame. Wow. I mean, they used to make content for Aegon. Like, they used to make like 40 fights or something, and he would just completely break the game. He would just set the world record for the fastest time when it comes to Aegon, and that's why they just stopped making content for Aegon. They, like I said already, if I hadn't said it already, they used to make fights that were like 40 fights, okay? And then Aegon, I think maybe not even max charge, at least 300 hit on the combo meter, he would just break the world record in fastest time. I remember those days. But because he's just so broken, and really is, he couldn't. Even this health pool is over 7.6 million health, and keep in mind this is a 6-star. Okay, look at the time, 2 minutes and 1 second. That is what, 3.8 million health per second, per minute. Per second, per minute, 3.8 million health per minute with the 6-star. Okay, think about what he would do in Epoch of Pain if he was max ramp. Okay, there's like in Epoch of Pain is like 1.6 million health. That would take like 30 seconds. Those fights would last like 30 seconds with a 6-star Aegon. Okay, with a 6-star Aegon, faster than Heimdall at max ramp as a 7-star rank 4, which is insane. By the way, that's just crazy. Okay, that's why he's number 3 on the list. Imagine if Aegon was like what do you call this, available in Battlegrounds. He would actually be, he's number 3 on this list, but he would be, I would put him number, if you're talking specifically about Battlegrounds, he would be number 2 on this list. Okay, because he would be that broken. Imagine if what do you call this, Mr. Sinister, if Juggernaut got a buff, double his damage, what else, be unblockable the entire fight, and can shrug off all the debuffs in the game. Imagine if Juggernaut can do that. Not only that would make him the best buff in MCOC, that would make him a broken buff concept. If you don't think that's broken, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, I don't know what we'll say. Imagine Juggernaut double the attack, unblockable the entire fight, and can shrug off any debuffs. That is the definition of broken. That is pretty much Aegon. Kabam has not made content for him in over 2 years, and as you can see, they also reduced the rewards in Incursion to zone 15, and really it's mostly because of number 1 and 2 on the list. And you could definitely make an argument who's the harder champion to ramp up from when it comes to 5, 4, and 3. You know, whether it's Heimdall, Mr. Sinister, who's harder to ramp up. You can definitely make an argument who's who. But when it comes to number 1 and 2, to say that they're the hardest champion to ramp up or the longest champions to ramp up is an understatement, okay? Because they have infinite ramp up, okay? They have infinite potential. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? Because the ramp ups can last forever, okay? Unless Kabam nerfs it if they haven't nerfed it already. So we're gonna talk about number 2 and number 1 on the list. So number 2 on the list, I've been debating who's number 2 and number 1, but when it comes to Hela, I think she will be probably one of the last champion to be released as a 7-star. I think we're probably gonna see Quake first as a 7-star, then Hela. But the thing is, when it comes to Quake, he will be rebalanced or reworked, for another word for nerf. Okay, that's the unfortunate part when it comes to Quake. That's why I think Hela will be the last champion to be released as a 7-star. Keep in mind, this is Necropolis without boost, I believe. You can tell by the PI, and without damage mastery. And hitting the damage cap as well in Necropolis. Imagine if there was no damage cap, how much faster Hela can beat fights in Necropolis. And look at the time, by the way. 2 minutes 18 seconds. Okay, you want to see the help pool of this? You probably already know what the help pool is when it comes to Necropolis, and this is a 6-star, by the way, without boost, without damage mastery. Okay, and look at Legacy, by the way. This is boosted with class advantage 417. Look, almost 2 minutes the time, almost double the time it took Hela. Okay, and people say that Kate Bishop damages a 5 or something. I said in Allison's video that, okay, you can make an argument her damage is a 5 if against 5 million plus health opponent, if you can play perfectly, but I don't know. I just don't think so. I mean, maybe not. Maybe a 4.5, and that could be a little generous. I would probably say at least a 4 if you can play her perfectly. But if Hela is a 5, there's no way that Kate Bishop is a 5. Okay, this is almost double the time it took Hela. This is with boost and class advantage. Look, this is with boost. Look at her PI with boost and class advantage as well. Okay, and okay, yeah. So, and look at the time. All right, look at the time. So what else? And this is look at the health pool of this one. This is 7.8, just over 7.8 million health. Okay, Jubilee. Look how fast it took Hela. It took Hela under 2 minutes to beat an opponent with over 7.8 million health. That is mind-boggling, and I believe, as you can see, there's no recoil, and I do believe there's no boost either for this fight. That is crazy. This is coming from Hela Tard. I do want to say it does require a lot of skill to play Hela. A lot of people would make an argument she is harder to play than Kate Bishop. I think they're both hard to play, Kate Bishop and Hela, but I do think a lot of people would make an argument Hela is harder to play than Kate Bishop. So there's definitely requires a lot of, I would say, even perfect gameplay to play Hela to be able to do it this fast. There's definitely a lot of skill involved. But really, this is just her base damage, or you could say with the Odin synergy. Okay, this is really, I want to show you what it is, a 2000% buff duration when it comes to Hela. Okay, and this is infinite. You can have 1,000,000% buff duration even. So this, I just want to give you like what it would be like, okay, since they have infinite ramp up when it comes to Hela with Odin synergy. I just want to show you, this is the definition of broken. Okay, when it comes to number 2 and 1, they're the definition of broken. You can make an argument for, like, look at the health pool, by the way, as well, and the attack. You can make an argument for 5, 4, and 3 not to be broken, but number 2 and number 1, they're the definition of broken. If you don't think they're broken, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so here Hela with plus 2000% buff duration. What I showed you earlier is just like her base, pretty much her base potential with the Odin synergy. This is Hela with plus 2000% buff duration. So there's really no skill involved, especially when you're involving Heimdall synergy, because you're just holding heavy attack the whole time, and you could pretty much beat Spider-Man 2099 with over 3 million health in this fight just by holding heavy attack, because you just cannot lose in this fight. Okay, you pretty much cannot lose. Yes, my indestructibility. Oh yeah, this is with a Heimdall indestructibility. So I do think that I will trigger my own destructibility here. Oh, not even that. I didn't even get to reach my. Look at that. That is just crazy, by the way. Oh man. By the way, if you saw that, that was Married Children, the best show in the world. But today, that will never fly because of how sensitive kids are nowadays, man. People today, it's crazy how sensitive they are. They get butt hurt. Just the smallest things, they get hurt. Their feelings hurt. It's crazy times we live in. Okay, but yeah, so he's number two on the list. See, why Hella is number two instead of number one? It's because she has a weakness. She has a weakness against what do you call that? Mystic champions. So Mystic champions can nullify her buffs. All the buffs you see here is gonna be gone. Okay, she's just gonna hit like a noodle without her buffs. That's why I have Angela. No surprise for a lot of people, most broken champion in the game. Okay, let me just go to it. So just to get you an idea, what would be if it was if Angela was in Battlegrounds? Okay, oh my goodness. Okay, this is a Sasquatch with over 5.7 million health and over 271,000 attack. Okay, this is already way past zone 140, I believe, in sector 6. So way past zone 110. After zone 110, you cannot get any more hacks in incursion. Okay, and look at how much health did I start to do this fight. Okay, I didn't like, I don't think I read the notes. With Angela, it almost doesn't even matter. Okay, so but you could tell right here, Sasquatch has protection on, and look, this fight is crazy, dude. Now imagine uh this what she can do in Battlegrounds. Okay, she would literally be broken. Okay, there's no way around it. Okay, and this is just 2,000% buff potency. Imagine if it was like 1,000,000% buff potency. Okay, she would literally go from 1% to 100% in like 2 seconds or something. Okay, now imagine if it was like 1,000,000,000% buff potency or even 1,000,000,000,000% buff potency. She would instantly regen back to 100%. Look at this time, by the way. Okay, that's 33 seconds, over 5.7 million health in 33 seconds. Oops, come on, dude. God, again. So if you've seen it, it took 33 seconds to beat over 5.7 million health with class advantage with 6-star Angela and finish with 100% health. Okay, with the protection as well. That is just crazy. And this is coming from the bigger buff. Okay, this is the bigger buff with the Thor relic. Okay, so with Odin synergy and Thor relic, it works. It's just broken. If Kabam, who knows if Kabam already nerfed it, but we'll see. Okay, because it's just completely broken, and this is one of the reasons why Kabam has not made content in incursion past zone 15, because Angela is just simply that. She's just broken. Okay, there's no way around it. So what I showed you earlier was the Thor relic with the vigor buff, which increases Angela's damage. Okay, this is Thor relic with the fortitude buff. So I looked at this, was it 3 if not 4 years ago, when it comes to the Thor relic when it came out, and I was thinking how it would interact with Odin synergy when it comes to the fortitude buff. As you could see here, if you're not too familiar, I am what is this, facing hit monkey with tyranny node. Okay, so I cannot gain power whatsoever, so I'm not losing health in this fight. As you can see, I'm getting hit, not losing health because of the fortitude buff and how it interacts with the Odin synergy. I made plenty of videos about it. Basically, the fortitude buff, this is a 5-star rank 4, but a 6-star rank 5, I would imagine, would reduce damage by 20%, which is insane. As you can see, I'm looking at the node. It is tyranny. Yes, also health disposition and break the ice. So I'm not losing health because of the fortitude. It reduces damage, but it does interact with the Odin synergy. So that's why you don't want see any making rewards in incursion past zone 15, basically because of this. Okay, by the time you get to certain, like by the time you get to even before you get to reach zone 25 in incursion with Angela, if you're using a 7-star rank 4 as well as even a 5-star rank 4 Thor relic, especially obviously a 6-star rank 5, you might not. This is what happens. You're just not going to be losing health because of the fortitude, which reduces the damage up to 0. Can she be? Can she still lose? Yes, she still can lose. Uh, but she is kind of pretty much immune to nullify. So she doesn't have that weakness that Hela has, except in the beginning of the fight with Buffano, which doesn't really make sense. Why she doesn't? She's not immune to nullify in the beginning because he starts off with 3 buffs at least with the Odin synergy or Odin free fight. So as you can see here, I cannot lose because of the fortitude buff with the Thor relic and how it interacts with the Odin synergy. That's why Kabam does not want to make content in incursion past zone 5 rewards past zone 15 simply because of this. Okay, and she has less. I put her at number 1 compared to Hela, who's number 2, because she just has less weakness than Hela. She's pretty much kind of almost immune to nullify when it comes to Angela, which is a big weakness for a lot of cosmic champions. Same with Hela. Okay, with her she can pretty much, and she's also easier to ramp up. Okay, by the time, depending on your Thor relic, by the time you get to zone 20, if you have a 6-star rank 5 Thor relic, she's just not going to be taking any damage if it was a 7-star rank 4, I believe. I don't know if it was a 6-star Angela, but if you was using a 7-star rank 4 and a 6-star rank 5 Thor relic, by the time you reach zone 20 in incursion, maybe even like a 5-star rank 4 Thor relic, you're just not going to take any damage. What you're gonna see, pretty much what you see on this gameplay. Okay, I'm just gonna fast forward it. Okay, fast forward it, and that's it. So that's it. These are the most broken champions in MCOC. Look at that. I got him down to, look at how much health did he start with, by the way. Over 23 million health with over 2.6 million attack. And I was able to solo it because it's just simply that broken. Okay, thank you.